So this Liz and I are sitting by Laurie's Nonna's garden. Her flowers we watched them last year. Every year Laurie would clean and plant. So we're going to plant seeds today with the children, and hopefully in a month from now when those seeds start sprouting, her granddaughters will be back. Yes. So this way they can plant in Nonna's garden. But all the children know Miss Laurie as Nonna, and that's why we chose this. These are the large pots that we're going to put in our garden outside.
I'm going to put it in my garden.
Well, you're going to have a little cup. Okay, this is your cup.
Oh, look at mine.
Jen, Olivia's here, George. Okay, so we have little cups that we're going to take home, and then the big pots we're going to put in our garden outside, and then have different flowers for us.
I like that one.
So boys and girls, tell me, what do we need for our little tiny seeds to grow? What do we need?
Water.
We need water. We need
Rain.
okay, rain. Sun, excellent. And we need some dirt, right, soil. So in each cup, we're going to put some soil, some dirt.
How are we going to get sun outside?
Well, today is not sunny, you're right. But, and actually it's probably going to rain today, which is a good thing for our plants, right? Our plants need some sun, they need some water. Boys and girls, we need some sun, and we need the seeds inside your dirt. Put it inside your dirt. Kind of like shove it in there a little bit. Push it down.
Good, can you press them in now?
Jaden, what about
How
you?
are they going to come?
These two have. Miss.
Little cup. It goes in big cups. This is going in little cups. Well, how are we going to planting?
You're planting? What are you planting?
Flowers.
Flowers. And what did you put in your cup?
Seeds.
Oh, wow.
Miss Taylor has in here.
Water.
Right here. Okay. Just a little bit, right? Sorry. Put it in the sunshine. Up here by the sun. I'm going to put a little more dirt in my Sorry, Brendan.
That one too. It can water like
What is Miss Taylor doing right now?
planting, but she's spilling water all over the place. Miss Taylor, you're spilling. Yeah, Miss Taylor's just
Began one night a long time ago in a little village in the hills of Calabria, in the country now known as Italy. Almost everyone was fast asleep. The weather was fierce that dark night. The wind blew and blew. A cold rain fell, and a baby was about to be born. "Oh, my poor wife, Giuseppe," the young husband said to Zia Rosa, who was there to help. "Every child of ours was brought into the world by Grandma Concetta. But with this terrible weather, how will she be able to come down from the little house on the hill?" Hours passed. The wind blew harder. More rain fell. Still the baby didn't come. "Where is that baby?" Giuseppe asked. Zia Rosa lit a candle. "Perhaps it is waiting," she answered. "For what?" Giuseppe asked. "For me," cried Grandma Concetta, bursting through the doorway on a gust of wind. "No grandchild of mine can be born without me." Taking off her cloak and rolling up her sleeves, she headed for the bedroom. "Follow me, Rosa. Now the baby will come." Sure enough, a baby girl was born in no time at all.
Ah, said Grandma Concetta, looking down at the new bambina. She shall be called Nonna, and she will become a strega. As soon as little Nonna could walk, Grandma Concetta took her along when she gathered herbs and weeds for her lotions and potions. Grandma Concetta was a strega, and all the villagers came to her for cures and advice on many things. Ah, Nonna Lina, here is mozzarina, rosemary, very good for growing hair, especially on bald heads. Oh, so excellent as furniture polish. And here is aglio salvetico, wild garlic, the only thing for an upset stomach. Come along, let's see what else we can find. By the end of their walk, Grandma Concetta's basket would be filled to overflowing. When little Nonna was old enough to go to school, she was sent to study with the sisters of the convent. There she met little Amelia, and they became best friends right away. Nonna helped Amelia with her lessons, especially spelling and writing, and Amelia in turn loaned Nonna her pretty hair ribbons, even though Nonna didn't ask for them. One day, Amelia looked at Nonna and said, "We should do something different with your hair." So Amelia curled it. Perhaps the braids are better, Amelia said. First of all, Nonna and Amelia liked to visit Grandma Concetta. While Nonna held the big book of spells and Amelia turned the pages, Grandma Concetta always said, "I knew the first time I looked at you, Nonna, that one day you would become a strega. But I had no idea I would have 2 little girls to pass my magic down to. I am filled with contentezza, contentment." Nonna and Amelia watched Grandma Concetta mix her lotions and potions. They listened as she talked to the villagers about their troubles, headaches, warts, baldness, and other worries, and gave them their remedies along with good advice. And after all the villagers had gone back to the hill at the end of the day, Grandma Concetta gave the girls wonderful plates of steaming hot pasta. It appeared from her pasta pot as if by magic, and it tasted so special that Nonna and Amelia always asked Grandma Concetta what her secret ingredient was. But Grandma Concetta would only smile and say nothing. When the girls finished at the convento, the convent school, it was decided they would go to the city and enter the Accademia della Strega, the Academy for Stregas, where they would learn the most modern ways to do magic. Amelia loved the city, the bustle, the noise, and most of all the shopping, and she loved learning to use the Academy's machines and the new scientific ways to do spells. Nonna, she said, "This is all so much better than the old ways Grandma Concetta uses." But Nonna missed the old spells. She didn't like the city streets, and she longed for walks in the country with Grandma Concetta, whom she missed most of all. So Nonna went home and climbed to the hill to Grandma Concetta's house. "Well, cara mia," Grandma Concetta said after hearing Nonna's story, "the Accademia is not for everyone. I have a feeling you need to be right here with me." So Nonna learned how to be a strega from the best strega of them all, Grandma Concetta. She learned how to mix potions and lotions. She turned the pages of the big book for Grandma Concetta, and she watched the way Grandma Concetta treated each villager who walked up the hill to ask for help. Every day, Nonna cleaned and polished Grandma Concetta's pasta pot. She knew it was magic, but Grandma Concetta never showed her how to use it. And whenever Nonna asked about it, Grandma Concetta always answered, "There will be enough time, Nonna. Now here's how you make the lotion to remove warts." "Nonna, Grandma Concetta, it's Amelia home for a visit." Oh, it was so good to see Amelia again. They all kissed and talked. Amelia talked the most, telling Nonna and Grandma Concetta all about the machines at the Academy and the fancy scientific methods she now knew how to use. "Did you learn any of the old spells?" Grandma Concetta asked. "Oh, yes, indeed," Amelia answered. "Watch the goat." She opened her notebook and chanted some strange words. Capra, goat, tetto, roof, and presto. With a bang and a cloud of smoke, Grandma's goat was on the roof. "Ecco, fatto. That's it," she exclaimed proudly. "It's a spell for moving things up. We use it to put things back on the shelves. Isn't it wonderful?" Very good, Amelia. Now, will you get my goat down? Grandma Conchetta asked. Amelia looked through the notebook. She looked and looked. I must have gone shopping that day, she said. Maybe Nonna can do it, Grandma Conchetta said. Nonna looked at the roof. She ran into the house and came back with a bottle of olive oil. She climbed up the tree next to the little house and poured some oil on the roof. The goat slipped and he slid down the roof. Oh, Nonna, how marvelously clever you are, Amelia said. But look what I have from the academy. She opened her borsa, purse, and pulled out the big piece of parchment. This is my diploma that says I am a genuine strega. Now, don't worry, Grandma Conchetta. Nonna, I'm not going to give you any competition, she said, laughing at her own joke. But I am opening up a business in town on the other side of the mountain. It's much bigger and busier than our little village. And it has many shops. You must come and see me, she told them. Well, I'm off. Arrivederci, sweet Nonna, sweet Grandma Conchetta. That evening, Nonna and Grandma Conchetta sat outside before Nonna went home. Nonna was very quiet. Nonna Lina, cara, Grandma Conchetta said. What is the matter? I guess I'll never be a real strega. Like Amelia, I won't ever have a diploma. Ah, Grandma Conchetta said, you don't need a diploma to be a true strega. You already have everything you need. You have the spirit and the kindness that comes from the heart. And when I pass my practice over to you, I will tell you the ingrediento secreto, the secret ingredient. Then you will not only be a true strega, but a great one. One day, Grandma Conchetta told Nonna, it's time, Nonna. I am ready to retire. I am going to spend the rest of my days at the seashore, and you must take my place. You shall have my little house, my book of spells, my herbs, and my remedies. And in the cupboard, I have left you my pasta pot with something inside of it. And with that, Grandma Conchetta said, from this day forward, you shall be known as Strega Nonna. Then she put on her cloak, picked up her bag, and started down the hill. Nonna stood in front of the little house that was now hers. She waved and waved until Grandma Conchetta was out of sight. Nonna wiped away a tear and walked inside. She went straight to the cupboard and looked in the pasta pot, and there she found a letter. Cara Strega Nonna, my magic pasta is now yours. Whenever you are hungry, sing the little song written here, and the pot will bubble and boil and fill with fresh hot pasta. When you have enough, sing the second song. But then you must blow 3 kisses and the pot will stop. For that is the ingrediento secreto. Love, it is the same with all your magic. Always love your Grandma Conchetta. Bubble, bubble, pasta pot. Boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. Then when you're done, enough pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day. More years passed and Strega Nonna was loved by everyone. She helped all the people who came to her with their troubles, even the priests and the sisters of the convent. She did have a magic touch, and always, Strega Nonna never forgot the ingrediento secreto. Life was happy in the little house on the hill. Strega Nonna kept a goat, a peacock, a rabbit, and a dove for company. But Strega Nonna was getting old, and she needed some help to keep her little house and garden and her dear animals, so she went down to the village square and put up a sign. The next day, there was a knock on the door, and the rest is history. The end.